No, you don't understand. There's not enough hours in the day to do therapy for me to just function. Girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. I do not trust that person.
Allison,
Hi.
hello. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to my bedroom.
Thank you so much for having me. This is not usually how it goes for me.
I've cleaned and everything.
Thank you.
M3GAN, congratulations on a deeply unnerving piece of cinema. Let's get straight to it. We know you from things like from Get Out, The Perfection. We've seen you kind of freak out audiences before. What kind of brings you back? Is this just part of your personality? Do you get a kick out of kind of frights and scaring people, or is this just serendipitous and it was just a nice script that dropped on your desk?
It's kind of a combination of all of those things. Get Out taught me the real pleasure of this genre, of both being part of making it and also watching people enjoy it, being in theaters where people are watching it together. Get Out was sort of like an outlier experience for a million reasons, but when I heard from Jason Blum that he had another script he wanted me to look at, I was very inclined to say yes, like regardless of what it is. Then I realized that it was Aquila and James Wan. It was this idea about the doll, and then I got to know Gemma as a character and the story and everything. And I just thought like, okay, this is the next one. The other thing is I really enjoy, after Get Out, people like didn't trust me anymore for good reason. Rose is like the most evil person imaginable, but they saw my face on screen. Like anyone who saw The Perfection, from the minute the movie starts, you're like, I do not trust that person. And that was helpful for The Perfection, where you were supposed to wonder who you could trust for the entire movie. Going into M3GAN, the minute you see my face, if you're like, okay, I'm still a little bit hesitant about putting too much trust in this person, that's good for the movie, because the whole time we want people wondering what's best for Katie, whether or not we're rooting for Gemma. Can she pull this off? Is she the right guardian for this little girl? Why is she so obsessed with her work, et cetera, et cetera. So I kind of also like letting the roles that I do talk to each other in this weird sense, because I know that fans of the genre are very thorough. They support their movies. And so there's a chance that some of them have seen me in more than one of them. And I want the previous experiences to inform the ones that they're having in this moment, if this makes sense.
I'm not sure I would trust her, especially with like kids or any form of responsibility, but she does her best. Watching this movie proved to me that children dancing is scary, responsibility is scary, AI is scary, dolls are scary, running on all fours is infinitely more scary than running on two legs. But I wondered, what actually scares you now? What freaks you out most?
The things that scare me the most are like the sense that there's someone who can see me that I don't know is there, someone watching and I'm not aware. Maybe it's like a deep actor fear or something, because usually I'm aware when I'm being filmed or captured or whatever. But you know, in movies when someone like bends down to like rinse water off their face and there's someone behind them in the bathroom mirror, or you know, there's just someone standing in the shadow of their bedroom and they don't know they're there. That like, oh, that really scares me. And I'm not too proud to admit that I check every crevice of a hotel room before I go to sleep. Like my imagination is capable of things you can't even imagine. It's horrifying, the stuff that I think of. And so I just live in that world now. I've seen too many of these movies. I've made too many of them. I just assume scary things are gonna happen all the time. So I'm just trying to be ready. I don't know what I would do if I found someone standing on the windowsill behind the curtains of my hotel room. I don't have like a plan. I'm not holding a weapon. I'm just looking. And I think because I know no one's gonna be there, but like, I just wanna be sure. What am I gonna have, like a conversation with him, or I don't know.
I think a lot of people, especially when you're lying in bed at night and you're alone and you're like away from home, you're thinking, what would I do if someone broke into the room?
Exactly.
Or if you're like with your partner and you're thinking, okay, well, they're closer to the door, so they'll probably go for them first, give me a chance to kind of either run away or do something heroic. But until someone actually turns up and tries to murder you, who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows?
Does that mean you wouldn't watch one of these movies alone? Like, what's the best kind of place to watch a horror movie like this in a big cinema full of people, where it becomes a bit of like, it's theatrical and you can laugh it off and go, oh, it's fun to be scared? Or, you know, at home in a dark room alone, when as soon as it's finished, you genuinely start to fear for your life?
Definitely this. So I just watched this movie for the first time in a theater last night for the premiere. It was a blast. People are cheering, laughing, clapping. I don't want to tell you when, because it's twisted, but it's so much fun to see in a group of people. Obviously at home, I think it'll also be good. That's the only way I'd seen it up to this point, but in a theater, it's so much fun. If it's a really scary movie, if someone's like, because Jordan Peele asked me to watch a bunch of horror movies in preparation for Get Out. Some of them he prefaced and was like, these are really scary. So I was like, okay. And my preferred method of watching a very scary movie is on an airplane. Because it's a small screen and there's a lot going on in your peripheral vision. It is impossible, next to impossible, to get like fully pulled in and too scared. And if you're getting too scared, or if you can hear the music coming in and you know that something scary is about to happen, you just look into the aisle or something. Like, there's so many ways to distract yourself from being scared. That's where I watched the scariest movies he asked me to watch, because I knew that I would survive.
That surely defeats the point. You want to be more terrified, but
no, you don't understand. There's not enough hours in the day to do therapy for me to just function if I watch these movies. Like, I truly can't handle them. I'm not like built for it. So given that I still want to watch them and support the people who make them, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. Sometimes you got to do a daytime horror movie with people around, you know.